When you have a very active brain
and
stuff like that stays on it, it's hard to go to sleep.
I very rarely dream.
That's why I don't.
I dream all the time.
Me too.
I very rarely dream.
I dream so much that it actually, I'm like, I wish I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
figure out how to lucid dream, man. Then you can control it.
I've thought about it. Can
you know,
I can do it sometimes, but it's a double-edged deal because I can only do it because I'm not trying to segue into it, but I do have sleep paralysis issues sometimes. That's tough, but it also like aids in being easy to like segue into lucid dreaming too when you're not having like.
To what extent can you control your lucid dreams though?
All of it.
You can control all of it.
Yeah, I can extend
like you know
it.
when you hit the dream and you can control all of it.
So like you realize like, oh, I'm in it, and then now I'm in control of it.
I'm the same.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Say I'm the same way if I stay up for 24 hours or whatever. Like usually on the weekends I'll stay up real late because I'm like, well, I don't get much of a weekend. I want to stay up as long as I can. Mm-hmm. If I stay up really late and then I take like melatonin by chance, probably about 5 milligrams, I'm asleep, but I think I'm still awake because I'm so used to not getting much sleep that I can control my dreams. I can be like, okay, I want to do this or I want to do that. And like, I know I'm dreaming obviously because it's outrageous things, but it's all lucid dreaming. And I think it's just because of pure exhaustion that I'm actually like partly awake at this time. Like, cause I normally sleep like 5 hours a night. I sleep longer than that. It's like I wake up, but I close my eyes and it's like, maybe it's just a thought, but it's still lucid dreaming in that aspect of I can control the whole thing. I can do whatever I want. Like, oh, I want to fly. I take off flying. It's really weird. It's really weird stuff.
I'd trade it all I'd trade it away to not have the sleep paralysis part of it.
What exactly is sleep paralysis? Like, so is it like night terrors that you can't get out of? Or?
So, okay, go with me on this. So you're in your bed, you're laid down, it's completely dark, but now you can't move at all. You can't move anything. But you can open your eyes.
Yeah.
And you can see. But you're in like such a sleep state that you can also envision things, but it's never a positive thing. It's always a negative thing.
So it's like you're hallucinating.
Some people have it, and I've had it a few times.
I've definitely had this.
I've had it.
Where I can control it too.
No.
I can't control my body, but I can control my thoughts in my head.
I can't.
Okay, I'll let you tell yours, and I'll tell you what I can do.
Oh, it's a thing. Like I had to, like Miranda and I, my wife, had to have a discussion because it actually helped. Because now that I have a partner in bed with me all the time, like when we started doing that, if I have it to the point like sleep paralysis, I don't know if you've ever looked it up or did any research on it. People have sleep paralysis demons.
Yeah, they've came up with movies about sleep paralysis.
I'll get to the point where I'm sitting there laying there, my eyes are open, and I can see a figure on the other side of the bed or on the other side of the room or whatever. It's black. It's demonic looking. It's obviously not real, but it's always the same person or it's always the same thing.
Okay.
But I can't move. I can barely control my breathing. You're just comatose. But I've learned that I can sometimes shake just like a foot really quickly, or I can hum. And that is what I do to wake Miranda up, so that Miranda could then wake me. Because I have to have an exterior force wake me up from this. I can't.
It's almost a terror, though, a night terror.
It's horrific. It's awful.
So it's very interesting that you have that because I have something very similar to that, but I don't have that thought go through my head when it's happening because I've been single most of my life. Every time I've ever had it happen.
It started when I was young, and when you're young, everything's scary. You're scared of the dark, and it's just like augmented into this thing.
What it is for me, it's very similar. It's like it's like I'm laying in bed, and when I fall asleep, but then I don't actually fall. Like when I fall asleep, I'm awake. I'm instantly like I'm still laying there again, and it's like I'm just laying there in my bed, and all of a sudden I hear a noise down the hallway, and then like I hear something going on, but obviously when you go to sleep, everything's black.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all you can see is a shadow come up through the hallway. You can hear it and you can see it, and it gets to the edge of my bed. But I can't physically move my body, so I'm locked in place. And there's times where, when I was young, I remember saying things, but I couldn't physically move. And then something would happen, like they would attack me, or like I remember a lot of times that I would get grabbed by the legs and ripped out of my bed, and that's what would wake me up is like the fear.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where it happened so much as I got older that I knew when it was happening just by the feeling Like when I couldn't move my body, I started to realize that like, okay, I know what's going on, but I'm in a dream, but I can tell myself like wake up and open my eyes, even though I'm sitting there with my eyes awake, or like I'm in my dream, I'm sitting there with my eyes open. I'm still telling myself to wake up, and I'm telling myself repeatedly to wake up, but I can't. So I'm locked in this dream where this crap's happening, and sometimes I wake up before it happens, but sometimes I wake up and I'm getting ripped out of the bed.
Yeah.
But it's all within chaos every time. I've had that dream more times than I can count. Different beds, different houses, every place I've ever lived. My parents' house, I've had multiple houses. Everything, it's always happened to me, every place. It's chaotic.
Yeah, it's always the same demon whenever I have episodes like that. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, once or twice a month, I'd say. It's less than it used to happen.
It's not that much for me. But
it wreaks havoc on my sleep.
But it also happens, when it happens once, it happens consecutively after that.
When I was young, I would have, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No,
when I was young, I'd have a bad dream. And then, when you're a kid and you wake up from a bad dream, you're like, oh, that sense of, oh, thank God, I'm out of that mess. Because you don't have, a bad dream now is you get in a car accident, but back then it's like demons are getting me or ghosts or whatever. But I would wake up from a bad dream, but I'd be in another bad dream.
Yeah.
Like, I would wake up, be in my room, be like, oh, thank God. And then something would come up from behind my bed, and it's like, 2.0, we're in it again. And then it just, I don't know what causes it or anything, but yeah.
Are you saying you thought you woke up, but you're actually in another dream?
I'm just in another
nightmare.
But
you were still
like a dreamception.
Yep. I'm just in another nightmare.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Sometimes I think I actually would wake up, but I'd wake up so fast and I'm just so tired I fall right back asleep, and I keep falling back into it because the dream just happens.
Yep.
Just you don't actually, you got to wake up and keep yourself awake for a minute to.
I always wanted to do a dream journal or whatever, but I've just never done it.
Well, when you said you had lucid dreaming, that's how I always heard that you could control it.
Well, that's
Can you control it like that?
Yeah,
like if you were like
not every dream,
if you
it's just
jumped off a building and wanted to start flying, can you do that? It's
under different circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, I can just envision what I want to happen in those scenarios, but it isn't like I can flip flop. If it's lucid dreaming is rare for me, but I can do it. I don't know. I can do it more often than not, but I don't have instances like that as much, I guess, as I used to. But yeah, it's definitely. I've learned that I could lucid dream whenever I started realizing that sleep paralysis is a thing. I started looking into that. But yeah, I would trade it all to just have a typical adult bad dream and then start my day and be over.
I honestly feel like I haven't been able to just dream in the last 4 or 5 years.
I
might get one every now and then, but it's just most of the time I close my eyes and then all of a sudden I wake up.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
I feel like that's where you get your deep sleep at, though.
Yeah, I agree.
When I have a dream, you're tossing and turning. You have that REM sleep. I don't feel like you're like they say REM sleep is when you actually hit that.
It's like 45 intervals or something.
Yeah, you get that. But I feel like when you're in REM sleep and you're dreaming like that, your brain's going, so you're not actually relaxed.
I feel a little different because I've been working off-schedule jobs for the last 5-6 years. I was on night shift for almost 3.5 years. Then I went to afternoon shift. So my normal sleeping pattern ain't the same as everybody else's. So it's very rare. Usually it happens on a weekend when I actually go to bed like normal people. But it's usually because I'm exhausted because I stay up for 24 to 32 hours. And then I actually have a nice, good, deep sleep. That's when I dream. But during the week, I honestly can't tell you the last time I had a dream during the week when I knew I had to go to work the next day.
Which is good to me.
I guess, but it also sucks because
you like dreaming.
I like dreaming. I like just knowing, like when I see the outrageous.
I'm always waking up like, what the hell am I thinking about?
When I have dreams, it's always awesome. I dream about past things that obviously ain't gonna happen anymore. I dream about people I can't see anymore, things like that.
Well, I feel like mine are always nightmares.
It's a dark
dreams.
Yeah.
Where people have dreams, I feel like I'm like, mine are always nightmares.
There's definitely something there though.
I can't tell you the last time I've had a nightmare.
What the hell is going on? Really?
Yeah.